Hello viewers, today we have Mr. Brandon Slay with us, an Olympic gold medalist in wrestling, and he's here in Shillong to share his experience with the young athletes. So Meghalaya Sports caught him with a small interaction on his experience of being with the athletes in Shillong for 2 days. So,
yeah, I've had a wonderful time here. The athletes have been extremely respectful. They were very teachable, and they just honored my time. So for me to travel 30 hours from the United States over here, it means a lot to me that they would really listen and focus and be respectful of the things I was teaching. So it's been an honor to work with them the last 2 days, but also to meet many leaders, some sports leaders and business leaders in Shillong. It's been wonderful.
So the tips and tricks that you shared with them on wrestling to avoid common mistakes, what were the things that you discussed with them in these 2 days?
You'd had to be here for 8 hours yesterday and 8 hours today. I taught them a lot about having good position, keeping their head up and their back straight and their hips in. I taught them one of my favorite moves, which is a double leg. I taught them how to defend people attacking them with their hands and their head and their arms and their hips. So we spent 2 full days working on strategies, techniques that helped me win a gold medal.
Okay. So you have won a gold medal, so you know what it takes to be at the Olympic level. You have trained Olympic level teams. So how do you feel being with athletes at this level here?
I feel the same way I feel back home. What I mean by that is that I moved from the state of Pennsylvania, now I live in the state of Arkansas, and so Arkansas is an up and coming state. And so the wrestlers I'm working with now in Arkansas remind me a lot of the wrestlers in India. They're up and coming. They're not at the bottom, right? But they're not at the very top. So they're up and coming country, up and coming state. And so I feel very similar to the way that I feel back home. And that's why I've coached wrestlers for 20 years, men, the best on the planet. And so it's special to be able to spend time with some wrestlers that are just getting going and learning basic skills that maybe I come back here 7 years, 10 years from now, I saw some little 9, 10, 11-year-olds, maybe 7 years from now, they're 16, and they're some of the best wrestlers in India.
Do you see the potential, or how much potential do you see the wrestler from Meghalaya in few years can be at Olympic level?
I think the key for this city is that for the leaders to understand that they need the right environment to coach wrestling. They need the right space. I said it's been a blessing to be here, but if we had about 60, if we would have had 100 wrestlers here, we wouldn't have had enough space. It would have been too dangerous and too packed. So I think over time, we need the right environment, the right mat space, and then you need to continue to build the right coaches and the right leadership, because I don't live here. I'm not going to be here next week and the next week, the next week. I'm going to go back home. So hopefully the coaches that were here listened to the stuff I taught, took good notes, took good video, and they can infuse that technique into the wrestlers from around the area.
What do you see the most common mistakes that wrestlers at this level are making?
I think a big part of it is their stance. They stand too tall. I think a big part of it we worked on today is that we mentioned the one of the most dangerous moves in wrestling is a leg lace, and we spent some time working on that today. They probably didn't know how to defend a leg lace, but they learned today how to defend it. So I think that those skills are going to make a big difference in their competition down the road.
One message to all the young athletes.
I would say the greatest message is that it takes time and commitment. If you expect you're going to be the national champion in India next year when you haven't even placed in the state yet, that's a false expectation. So I think they need to understand that it's going to take some time. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And that's why, when you're 25, that's a little late to start. But if you're 9, 10, or 11, and you put 5 years in, that can make a big difference. So it takes time, and it takes commitment to the process for a long period of time. You can't skip steps. You can't skip the next level. It has to be built consistently over time.
Thank you so much for speaking to Meghalaya Sports.